There is a moment in every confrontation where your reaction decides who truly holds the power. Most people respond with anger, defensiveness, or fear. But the Stoics understood something deeper. The calmest person in the room is the one who controls it. So imagine yourself standing in a crowded Roman forum. Someone steps forward and insults you publicly, and the entire crowd waits for you to break. But instead of collapsing into anger, you answer with a calmness so sharp and so steady that your enemy loses the power they thought they had. This is the Stoic composure Marcus Aurelius carried into every conversation. And today you will learn 5 smart responses shaped by that same philosophy. Responses not meant to embarrass others, but to silence the chaos they try to unleash. These are not clever comebacks. They are psychological tools, shields stronger than anger and blades sharper than sarcasm. Because the true goal is not to win the argument, but to win yourself. So as we move forward, step out of the noise, step into Stoic clarity, and discover 5 responses that will quiet anyone not through aggression, but through unshakable wisdom. Response 1, I hear you. There is a simple phrase that can dissolve conflict, disarm hostility, and expose insecurity without raising your voice. Marcus Aurelius knew this well when he wrote, "The best answer to anger is silence. But silence is not always the absence of words, sometimes it is the presence of mastery. And the phrase that carries that mastery is, I hear you." Imagine a crowded Roman court. A young senator insults Marcus Aurelius in front of everyone. The crowd braces for confrontation, but instead Marcus simply replies, I hear you. That moment became legendary because he didn't fight for dominance. He showed he already had it. Modern psychology confirms this. Studies show that 92% of arguments escalate because people feel unheard. But the moment you say, I hear you, the emotional fire fades. You are not agreeing. You are not surrendering. You are simply refusing to be dragged into emotional chaos. This is why Stoics remain unshaken. They observe before they react. Marcus wrote, if someone can provoke you, realize your mind is complicit. The person who reacts loses. When someone attacks you with anger or accusations, you have 3 choices: react, emotionally defend yourself, or stay in control. I hear you as a psychological mirror. Your calmness forces the other person to hear their own irrationality. It is the verbal equivalent of lowering your sword, not out of weakness, but because the battle is already won. Take a breath. Say it with me softly, I hear you. Feel how steady it is. This is not a phrase. It is a shield. Tonight, write down the last 3 times someone upset you, what you said, and how the moment would have changed if you had simply said, I hear you. This reflection strengthens emotional discipline. And remember the Stoic truth, you have power over your mind, not outside events. I hear you is your first tool of power. But the second response is even sharper. It transforms chaos into clarity. Response 2, let us look at the facts. There is a moment in every heated conversation when emotions rise and the truth quietly disappears. But the Stoics discovered a method to bring clarity back, a method so powerful it can silence exaggeration, manipulation, and panic. That method begins with the calm and grounded phrase, let us look at the facts. Imagine a commander rushing into Marcus Aurelius's tent, trembling with fear. Emperor, the northern tribes are invading, thousands of them. The soldiers panic, but Marcus does not. He simply raises his hand and says, let us look at the facts. Scouts arrive, maps unfold, reports are analyzed. The truth becomes clear, not thousands, just 312 enemy soldiers. Marcus turns to the commander and says, your mind exaggerated the enemy long before the enemy arrived. Studies today confirm this. According to the National Science Foundation, 80% of our stress comes not from reality, but from imagined scenarios. This is why Stoics mastered the art of separating emotion from truth. Marcus wrote, if it is not true, do not say it. If it is not right, do not do it. When emotions lead, fear wins. When facts lead, wisdom wins. And when someone confronts you with anger or false assumptions, saying, let us look at the facts, shifts the entire conversation. It drags it out of emotion, exposes exaggeration, and restores your control. People fall silent not because you overpower them, but because the truth removes the fuel from their emotional fire. Take a breath. Say it softly. Let us look at the facts. Feel the clarity. Tonight, choose one stressful situation and compare your emotions with the actual facts. This simple practice can reduce anxiety by up to 60%. Remember Marcus Aurelius's words, objective judgment now at this very moment. Facts are your anchor. And once you master them, you'll be ready for the next response, a phrase that reflects your opponent back to themselves. Response 3. Your words describe you, not me. There is a sharp moment, a painful moment when someone insults you. The words land like arrows striking before your mind can even react. But the Stoics understood something most people never learn. Insults define the speaker, not the target. And the phrase that captures this truth is, your words describe you, not me. Imagine a young philosopher trying to elevate himself by tearing Marcus Aurelius down. He attacks him publicly with insults, calling him weak, naive, unfit to lead. The room freezes. But Marcus simply replies, your words describe you, not me. Psychology now confirms what Marcus understood thousands of years ago. Studies show that 78% of insults come from insecurity, 62% are projections, and nearly all verbal attacks reveal the emotional state of the attacker, not the nature of the person being attacked. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the opinion of others is a noise, not a verdict, and choose not to be harmed, and you won't be. When someone insults you, they reveal their wounds, their fears, their frustration, their lack of mastery. And when you calmly reply, your words describe you, not me, you take their weapon away. This response disconnects the insult from your identity, forces the attacker to face themselves, and lifts you above the emotional trap. Take a breath. Say it with me. Your words describe you, not me. Feel the freedom in that separation. Tonight, write down the last insult you received, what emotion it triggered, and what it revealed about the speaker. You'll see the truth clearly. Remember Marcus's wisdom. The soul becomes dyed by the color of its thoughts. Do not let someone else's bitterness stain your mind. This response liberates you, but the next response goes deeper because it forces the aggressor to reveal their intention. Response 4. Help me understand your intention. There is a moment in every conflict where the truth hides beneath anger, and the words you hear are often louder than the motives behind them. Most people react to the words, but the Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, looked past the surface. They sought the intention, and that is where the phrase, help me understand your intention, becomes one of the most powerful responses you can give. Imagine a Roman general storming into Marcus Aurelius' tent, furious, accusing him of weakening the army with too much mercy. The tension is dangerous. But instead of defending himself or striking back, Marcus looks at him calmly and asks, help me understand your intention. The general expected anger, expected a fight, but instead he is forced to reflect. His real motive surfaces, his soldiers are exhausted. Morale is low, and he feels invisible. His insult was never about Marcus. It was a cry for help hidden behind hostility. Modern psychology supports this. Stanford research shows 63% of anger is actually fear, and 22% comes from feelings of powerlessness. Marcus knew this long before science proved it. He wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. This response, help me understand your intention, forces self-reflection, shifts the conversation from attack to analysis, and dissolves hostility. You step out of the role of victim and into the role of investigator. Pause with me. Breathe. Say it slowly. Help me understand your intention. Feel how it lifts you above the emotional heat and brings you into clarity. In real life, this response is transformative. If someone says, you never listen, ask, help me understand your intention. Are you feeling ignored? If someone says you think you're better than everyone, ask, what makes you feel this way? When someone snaps, you failed again, ask, is your intention to help or is something else going on? You are not battling their fire. You're revealing its source. Harvard research shows aggression drops by 41% when intention is questioned because the brain becomes reflective instead of reactive. Tonight, write down 3 conflicts you faced. Identify what was said, what the intention might have been, and how the conversation would change if you had asked this question. Marcus Aurelius said, understand the motives of others, and you will be unshaken by their words. This phrase is a tool of clarity and mastery, but the final response, response 5, goes even deeper. It requires no words at all. It is the most powerful weapon in the Stoic arsenal. Response 5, silence itself. There is a weapon so powerful that even the loudest voices fall quiet in its presence. A response sharper than comebacks, stronger than arguments. Marcus Aurelius understood it deeply. That weapon is silence itself. Imagine the Roman Forum filled with noise, accusation debate. Two senators argue loudly and finally turn to Marcus, demanding he take a side. The entire room holds its breath, but Marcus does not speak. He sits in complete stillness. Seconds pass. The noise crumbles. The senators grow uncomfortable. And finally, Marcus rises and says one quiet sentence. Noise does not equal reason. Silence won the debate. Modern psychology now confirms what Marcus practiced thousands of years ago. Silence triggers self-reflection. Silence shifts the power dynamic. Silence collapses emotional attacks. People who rely on drama need your reaction to survive. Your silence is their defeat. Marcus wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Silence is not weakness, it is mastery." Pause with me. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Say it in your mind. My silence is my strength. When someone insults you, stay silent. When someone provokes you, stay silent. When someone tries to manipulate you, stay silent. Silence forces them to reveal themselves. And when you pause before answering a hard question, studies show you appear 40% more intelligent. Silence becomes your armor and your authority. Tonight, practice 2 minutes of complete silence. Observe your emotions. Let them pass. This exercise reduces emotional reactivity by up to 58%. Marcus Aurelius said, "Silence is a lesson in itself. To the wise, silence is confidence. To the insecure, silence is threat. To the hostile, silence is confusion. But to the calm, silence is victory." And now you've completed the full arsenal of Stoic responses. I hear you. Let us look at the facts. Your words describe you, not me. Help me understand your intention. And finally, silence itself. If this wisdom strengthened you, share it, like the video, and subscribe. The world is loud, but your mind doesn't have to be. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs this calm strength today. And if you want to walk deeper into Stoic wisdom with me, subscribe to Making Life Better, like the video, and return whenever you need clarity. Before you go, leave one word in the comments to anchor this lesson in your mind. Type calm if you choose inner strength over chaos. Remember, the world is noisy. Your mind does not have to be.